Hello and welcome back to Hold the Line Sports, where we do the work so you don't have to. Sorry for the brief delay in our presence. We were supposed to do this yesterday, so we're a day behind at time of recording, so you may or may not notice if you're not a live listener. But today's docket, we'll do a little intro. Basically, it's just going to be me asking you how you are, Will, because I haven't seen you since last week. It's been an extra day. I've missed you that much extra. So tell me how everything's been.
It's good. I mean, we get to watch the Braves every day, so that is bringing a Debbie Downer. But Ronald's back, and we had. I will say, I did. It was my birthday over the weekend, so we had some fun. Drank a lot of beer, drank a lot of Trulies. For the younger listeners, don't drink. Um,
You drank
but
a
yeah,
lot of lemonade.
yeah, it was a lot of it was
Yeah,
a lot of
a
lemonade and some
lot
and
of
some fruit
juice.
punch. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of juice.
Texas tea, as they call it.
Yeah, that's good. Happy birthday to you. Happy belated to you.
Thank you.
Um, and yeah, and we need that as avid Braves fans. We get to 500 just to watch us lose like four of the next five. So we're kind of like back to where we were. But well, it's the season. Remember the magical year that was? It was like July or August when we finally had a winning record, and it was there to stay. And that year we won the World Series. So you never know. I'm holding out hope.
I'm not.
You're probably the smart one. I'm a dreamer.
Usually it's the other way
Um,
around.
yeah, I know. All right, so go ahead. You've got kind of like a layout, and I know you've got a crazy stat for us, so we'll probably start with that. And then just whatever topics that you saw that you thought were pretty good for us to talk about. Let's go ahead and let's get started.
We always started off with the random stat. This one, I know
Yeah,
I say it every week for the past 2 weeks. This one might be my favorite. Since 2013, the Cardinals are 0-9 in games where a batter is hit for the cycle, including if someone did it on their team.
how is first of all, that's happened 9 times
Yes, it has.
since when?
2013.
That's already kind of crazy because like that's not an everyday thing, and they have won none of them.
None of them.
Where'd you find this one? This is
Just
this is a
the the,
crazy
tw- the,
one.
tw- the Twitters, the X's.
I'm stuck on like the fact that there was nine, like it happened 9 times just in like that, to that team,
There's usually like multiple a year, but yeah, the fact that it
right?
was like with the Cardinals every time, just about every year, is
I'm
something to be
saying
said.
like there's like 30 teams, right? And that's what like a 12-year span, 12-year span,
Yeah,
and like they probably happen what 5 times a year,
if that.
right? So like 3 times a year, so 36 times. The Cardinals got a third of them almost. That's actually crazy. I think that takes the cake. I think that's the craziest one. The fact that you even found that is like asinine to me. That's actually crazy. I don't even understand that. So you're gonna have to one up yourself next week. I don't know how you're gonna do that.
Yeah, I probably should like start with the ones that aren't that great, and then
I mean,
work
that's a
my way up.
banger. Like that's like
Because
a that's like a royal flush.
I guarantee you, because we're pretty bad at this thing. So I guarantee you that's what everyone is looking forward to is just the random stat that I come up with, and then they click
Yeah.
off. So it's we're probably gonna have to dumb it down a little bit and then start bringing it back
Yeah.
up because that's probably all they look forward to.
Hopefully we have less listeners for this one so they don't know the truth. They don't know that your ace in the hole was actually today. All right, what do you got for us?
I mean, first we can go to we'll go to the best pitching performance that I think I have seen, and probably at least. I mean, you take out the perfect games and all that, because that's really good. Like the Domingo Herman perfect game a couple years ago. Even
Yeah.
this was still something. Like it seemed like Skubal was more dominant than a perfect game. 9 innings
This
pitched,
Yeah, go ahead.
13 Ks, only 2 hits allowed, and he hit 103 on the very last pitch of the game.
So I think that's the thing that sticks out to me the most is
That
like
was the
we're in
fastest it's the fastest recorded pitch by a starter ever on the last pitch of the game. It was
so
like
like
106 pitch, or like 90
so like
something
he
actually.
he was, dominant throughout, right? Like I mean just a dominant performance. Um and it's at the very like he's obviously not letting it eat completely, right? Because otherwise he wouldn't have 103 in the tank in the ninth on his 100 and whatever pitch. Um, so like the fact that he's dominating hitters, but he's also staying within himself and being like that type of good is just insane. You know who it reminds me of? And it's kind of apt actually. It very much reminds me of Justin Verlander.
Yeah.
Verlander had like this like peak era of like I don't know, it was like 5 or 6 years where I mean he was a horse and it was 7 innings, 8 innings, 9 innings almost every time he went out to pitch. He was the best pitcher in baseball in my opinion. It was back when it was him and Kershaw as like the Kershaw in the National League and then Verlander in the American League. Um it very much reminds me of that. Um Now I think like the next step is like he's had a very good start to the year. I would say a dominant start to the year, and last year I'd say he was pretty dominant. If we get 2, 3 years of this, it is very. And Verlander to me goes down as one of the top 5 best pitchers of all time. Especially if you go
Oh
like
yeah.
era based for sure. He's like top 2, right? But even like overall, I just think with what he did and how he was compared to everyone else of his ilk that honed in on the craft, I think he was the guy. And I think like if you get like 3 more years of this, it's like you're talking about him like you're talking about Verlander. Because that I can't think of another pitcher in the last I don't know how many years that dominated like that. Um, like I like like Fried's like complete games are different. They're great pitching performances. This was these professional players are overmatched.
If
It's
Free
like
goes 9 innings, it's 3 4 Ks, not 13.
right. It's more like a Greg Maddux kind of thing, where he just like he attacks every hitter a certain way, and he has like a really good plan. This guy, I don't know if he cared what he was throwing. They knew they just weren't going to hit him. They're not going to hit his stuff. It was very much like Kerry Wood's game back in the day, where he had like 20 something strikeouts, and
Mhm.
it was like they call it like the best pitching performance of all time. I watched like the highlights of that, by the way, and the umpires were helping him out so much back then. Like he was
I
getting
mean,
like
you had
3 or 4 inches off the plate. Like I was like, okay, this is still dominant, but no, this was you already know how high I am on Skubal, and this was another level that I was not anticipating.
legitimately, if Aaron Judge wasn't Aaron Judge, I think you'd have 2 pitchers in the top 3 for MVP right now.
I think he's in the top 3. If
He's
this
yeah,
is
I think
sustained,
he's in the
I think
I
he's
think
in the top 3.
yeah, I think so as well. But I mean, you're gonna give it to a hitter.
I don't think he wins. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like he's probably not going to win. Like obviously but I think that's a nomination. That's a top 3, and
Oh, yeah.
he will receive votes. All he has to do is he doesn't even have to keep the same pace, dude. Like his pace is already insane. He has 92 strikeouts in like 70 innings. He's already at 100 strikeouts, and we're like 50 games in. So he's got what 20 more starts probably, 18 more
Yeah.
starts probably, something like that. I
It's
mean, dude,
freaking
this
ridiculous.
is
And we're like a third of the way through the season,
yeah,
and he's probably only gonna get better, especially because the Tigers are gonna be in a playoff race because
yep.
that division's tough. So,
And it's cool too because like last year he didn't really slow down. Like it was very sustained all the way. And this kind of proves that where it's like he's obviously very like he's centered and like everything has like a certain rhythm and it's like he's not trying to do too much. He's not trying to like over compete. It is he picks his spots. If I'm in a tough situation in the 6th or the 7th and we've got runners in scoring position with a big hitter coming up, like there's another gear to hit. But he kind of lives at like this good solid like A gear where he's going to be competitive no matter what. But then he can also take it up a notch if he needs to, which is if you're a playoff team, you are begging for one of those guys because that's a game.
Yeah.
That's like a free win and maybe two if the season goes long or the series goes long enough.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the one thing that I think is one of the most important but underrated aspects of a pitcher. Because yes, he has 102, 103 in the bag, but he sits what 97, 98. He
Just chills
knows
there.
he knows he's going to control that better and be able to place it better. I've said that
Yep.
about so many people. Like take Jack Caglione for example. When he was at Florida, he was trying to throw 98, 99, 100 and walked so many batters. But then he'd have games where he would sit 94, 95, still from like down here as a lefty
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
absolutely shred for 7 innings. I'm like, okay, so don't try and throw as hard as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Sit 94, 95. You're still gross
Yeah.
because
And then
his fastball had so much run and his slider was ridiculous.
in today's game too, that's like such an underrated thing because it's all about everything's like velocity based and like spin rate based and stuff based. And it's like it's so good to see like guys dominate. And granted, even like he's not throwing 100% and his stuff is his spin rate's ideal. He's got a
Oh, yeah.
great fastball velocity, but he's not trying to do more than what he needs to do. And I think that's why the success is so sustained with him. It's not like ebbs and flows and like peaks and valleys of performance. It is just sustained consistency.
Yeah. Still, like he's probably throwing 90, 85% of at every throw, maybe.
I think he lives at around 90% of
Yeah.
what his like max capacity is. Keeps him under control.
That's still better than a lot of people's 100%, which helps him. But still, like the fact that he can do that and realizes that he should do that because a lot of pitchers don't. They just go out there and try and throw 100 every time and end up walking 7 guys in an outing. I
Yeah.
mean, he threw an entire 9 innings, 13 Ks, 2 hits, and didn't walk a guy.
It was
What
on
more can you
94
ask for?
pitches. It was on 94 pitches too.
Yeah, the one thing that like when I looked
He
at it, I was
threw
like, oh, okay, so he probably threw like 115, 120 pitches. No, 13 Ks and
he
94
threw a
pitches is ridiculous.
Maddox with 13 Ks. A Maddox with 13 Ks is insanity.
Yeah,
If Mackenzie Gore is getting 13 Ks, he's throwing 3 2/3 innings.
he did that the other day.
He's gonna throw like 4 innings. It's like
Yeah,
actually insane.
yeah. And see, it's what's funny is that's probably like Mackenzie Gore goes up there. Okay, I'm gonna strike you out. Skubal probably does as well because he's a psychopath like that. But he also is like, I'm just gonna get you out any way I can.
It just is probably going to be a strikeout.
Yeah. I'm going to throw the ball. You're either going to hit it soft or
Yeah.
you're not going to hit it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scuba is a psychopath though. Love him. Love him. You
I
need a
think
psychopath
a
pitcher.
lot of like really good like most of the really good pitchers have that like psychotic tendency. Like you just hear him talk. Like I think Paul Skeen's a little abnormal. I don't think he's a normal guy.
He's a robot.
Yeah, well, however you want it. It's not normal. He's
Or
not just like
he's like
a average
Terminator or
Joe that
something
you
like
talk
that.
to. Even like Garrett Cole's a psychopath.
Well,
Garrett
we
Cole's
knew
like a
that. Yeah.
I mean, but it's like they're all like those guys, they've got a little weirdness to them.
I mean, yeah, we've seen. I
Kershaw's
mean,
weird. Kershaw's a
Kershaw's
weird
weird.
guy.
Trevor Bauer's
Yeah.
weird.
Bauer's a weird guy. Yeah.
Strider's a pretty weird guy too.
Strider's a weird guy.
Like, I mean, it's like like you're like me and one of my friends were talking the other day. We said the Falcons need just an absolutely psychopathic linebacker.
Yeah.
That's what every baseball team needs: a psychopathic starting pitcher.
Yes. You need one. You got to have one.
Or you just need a closer that comes out of here like
I was
just
about to say
freaking cleat in an energy drink, shotguns it on his way out, something like that.
like that prime Liam Hendricks kind of guy.
Yes. Or if you're not that, you have to walk out to the most menacing rock song you ever think of, and then
Some
you'll
of
be
those
fine.
guys nail that, by the way. Like Mason Miller nails that.
Oh yeah.
Like he nails it with the walk up song or the walkout song.
I mean, and we got freaking Ricel doing dumb shit. Um, I don't know if he's changed it from these past few years,
I
because
don't care.
he didn't come out to the games that I was there, but the past few years it's been pretty shit.
Not my closer. Not my closer. Might be yours. He's not mine.
He's I mean, shoot, freaking the guy we wanted, Daysville, didn't look good yesterday either. But
God, bro.
yeah,
Like, he totally
we
folded. He
yeah,
totally folded.
yeah.
Like you
Well,
could like see it wasn't physical. Like he like just mentally a little bit of adversity and it's just, the wheels just fall off.
and that's why I don't think he can be the closer.
You're probably right, which means we don't have one. We don't have one of those. We got to go
Nope.
find one. That was so. You've reminded me of that freaking dude. That was just bewildering. Like I don't get it. Like I just don't get it.
Yeah,
Just
I don't know.
folded like a chair, like a cheap chair.
We can segue into the Braves. Ronald Acuña Jr. is finally back. Thank the Lord. You know, I was sitting in my car driving to my one of my good family friends' graduation from high school, and I was like, okay. And I literally thinking in my head, I was like, dang, I forgot I was gonna put a $5 bet on the very first pitch of the game to be a hit because I know Ronald was swinging. So I was like, okay, I didn't like I don't know if you can put like extra base hit, home run, something like that. So I was at least gonna put okay, he's gonna hit it because usually that's plus money. Because usually it's just like the minus money is like taking ball, taking strike, something like that.
Sure. Yeah.
But I'm like, oh crap, I didn't do that, and I'm driving, so can't really do that. But then I'm listening to the game, and obviously we see it happen. He goes yard first pitch, and I'm like, there's just genuinely no way. Like I guarantee you, something in the world was like, okay, Will didn't place his bet. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I
We
guarantee
got
you,
to
if I
make
placed
sure
that
this
bet,
happens now.
if I placed that bet, he was absolutely
He,
swinging through that
yeah.
95
He
fastball down the middle.
he rolls that thing over. Yeah.
But yeah, that was like that was genuinely probably my favorite moment of the year so far. And there hasn't been that many good ones,
Right.
but there's been some good ones. Like the Braves finally winning a game. I was in person for their first win. Like,
I mean,
there's
it took
been
us
some
like
good.
7 to make it happen. So
Yeah, there's been some good moments, but like that one I think was genuinely my favorite moment of the year. But Ronald, it's only 4 games, yes, but I think he's back. 313 average, 1100 OPS, 208 WRC plus. I usually don't pull out that stat because I don't like it too much. It's all right, but still, when you're over 100 WRC plus is average. So if you're at 208, it's pretty freaking good.
yep.
So yeah, Ronald's back. The Braves just aren't.
I think it just kind of goes to show like it's like they learned from. I mean, I hate you don't want to tear your ACL the first time, let alone the second time, right? And so, but I think it's like if it was going to happen, it's kind of okay that it happened before because they kind of saw how they mismanaged it. Doing I don't want to like they did it on purpose, but it like there was a little bit of like rushing to make sure he gets because Ronald wanted to play, right? So
Yeah,
it's like what's the quickest path I can take to be recovered and get back on the field? And so they took that path, and you saw how long it took him to kind of like be himself again. And I it doesn't look at all like it did the first time he came back. He looks like he had a full like off season to like rest and recuperate. Looks like he had a full ramp up process. He's on time, like he's super on time with everything. He's working middle of the field. His legs look good. Everything looks the way that it should. And I think it's just that little bit of patience is going to go a long way for us because I think you're going to see a more sustained, healthy Ronald throughout the course of the year. And I think that's only going to help us. The main thing is I'm happy he's just back on the field because even if he doesn't run like he used to, like if he chooses, I'm sure he can, but even if he chooses not to, he's still one of the most exciting players to watch in all of baseball. I love watching him run. I love watching him hit. The game is just better, even if I'm not a Braves fan. The game is better when guys like that are on the field. Feel the same way about Trout. The game is better if Trout's on the field. Byron Buxton, the game is better when when those guys, those like great athletes are on the field, the game is better. So I'm jazzed up that he's back, and I'm even more happy that he looks like himself, which I was going in, I was like, "I think he's gonna be fine whenever he gets back," because they're taking the steps that they need to make sure that he is fine when he finally gets back on the field. I think they probably tend to be careful with him to an extent as they go. Like we were talking about earlier, and I doubleheader tomorrow, he probably sits one of those games. I think he should. I wouldn't want to see him on the field for both, right? Just I think because it's not like we're out of contention, right? So like let's act like we're still in somewhat of a race, and let's make sure that one of our most important pieces remains healthy for the rest of the year. But I love what I've seen so far.
100%.
Swing looks good
I
too.
yeah,
Swing looks
I
good.
it does. I mean, I genuinely like. I would not be mad if he doesn't steal a base the whole year
I'm
because
cool.
I I don't think he's gonna ever run like he did stealing the bases. The
I
one
don't think
thing
they're gonna
that
let him.
I don't think that they can stop him ever from doing is being a maniac when someone has hit the ball on the bases. Like he
Yeah,
has run through so many stop signs, but it works 90% of the time. So
yeah.
I don't think he's going to do that now. I think starting next year when he finally has like 1000% confidence back in that knee, he's going to be like, okay, I'm running even if they tell me to stop.
That's what I would want. That's what I would want to happen. But and that's like that's such an he's 5-tool player, obviously, right? But like the most underappreciated skill that he has is his not his speed, but his ability and instincts as a base runner. He is one of the best. He might be the best base runner on the team, in my opinion. Not the fastest. Not I think he is the best base runner on the
I think
team.
it's Ozuna.
Oh my god! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! I hate watching him run bases. But just like his instincts and just his presence on the bases, like he's got good feel for the game. He gets good reads off the bat, so like he knows when he does a good job of checking fielders, before he gets his lead and knowing where everyone's at, so he can get good jumps on the after the ball's hit. It's a really underappreciated aspect of his game, and I think we miss that as much as we miss anything else because he does cause so much havoc. Even if he's not stealing bases, he's going to wreak havoc, especially if someone puts the ball in the gap.
100%. I didn't even have this written down, but I want to bring it up because if it happened last night, maybe it was just the guys telling us that we got to talk about this the next day. Spencer Strider did not hit Bryce Harper on purpose, one thousand
No,
percent. Like,
no,
and I don't get why people are saying
no.
that he did.
Who's
You
who
saw
was
his
saying that it?
Phillies fans.
Well, okay. I mean, that matters. Who's saying? Is it?
Yeah, true. I mean, there's definitely Phillies fans with like more of a platform than us that have said it, but it just was. It couldn't have been farther from intentional. Like I get it. You don't
No, it
want.
would have been in his back. Like it would have
Yes.
been like he's like he's going inside. Like he's working inside. Yeah, it's a fastball, but like the best way to get Bryce out is to make him uncomfortable with the ball in and then work away. That's the best way to get him out. Because if you're living middle of the plate, he's going to destroy you because he's Bryce Harper. But if you can make him uncomfortable in when you throw 99, that's what you do. That's just the way that you play the game.
Yeah,
Hit him on
and
purpose.
I've seen all of them being like, yeah, they're gonna retaliate and hit Ronald in the knee, something like that. I like, cool. I get it. If Ronald got hit, I wouldn't be happy. But
Sure.
obviously, I know like, unless it's the Marlins have some history with them, like certain pitchers. If it's the Phillies, I'm like, okay, yes, we don't like each other, but they didn't hit Ronald on purpose. Especially
No.
the one thing that I'm like, okay, it was a tie ball game, so it's not like we were up like 6-1 where like you have room to hit someone. And it was also an 0-1 count.
Yeah. We would have just done it and got it
Yeah,
out of the way. He's just coming off an arm surgery. So it's
yeah.
like we're
Like,
not here to waste bullets.
and people are saying like, yeah, like it's Strider though. He's a professional pitcher. He's not going to miss. Since he's came back because of the no rehab starts, his command has been suspect. We've
Yeah.
we've all seen that.
Yeah.
But
Most of
like
the misses are up though. Most of the misses are up. That
that one
one
was
that one
up.
he hooked. That one he hooked.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
he
yes.
he he
But he
pulled that one,
also
but it
he
was
also
up.
pulled it. He also pulled it.
I get it. Like I wouldn't want Bryce Harper to get hit. I'm a Braves fan and I don't want Bryce Harper to get hit up there. I
Yeah, I
like
want
Bryce
him
Harper.
playing. I want Bryce
Yes.
playing. Yeah.
Like Nationals Bryce, fuck off. But Phillies Bryce, we like him. Like
The only The only thing that's, like, unfortunate, I wish it wasn't in his elbow. Like, I
Yeah,
get,
that
like,
yeah,
that's probably where, like, the point of contention is, because obviously that's a sensitive area. Like, we've got an injury history there.
and it was the elbow
So,
he
like,
hurt.
I get that's and I so I get it, like, to that extent. And I wish that part didn't happen, but to say that it was an intentional and that, like, none of us, we're not throwing at like, the part of his body where it is, like, there's actually, like, a risk of, like, him getting hurt.
Yeah,
Like, if we're gonna do it on purpose, it's, like, in your back. Like, you're gonna get hit in the back, or you're gonna get hit in the leg or, like, the butt or whatever. We're not going after this is a small target anyways. Like, I'm not going after your elbow.
yeah. Like, and if the Phillies want to retaliate, like, do it fine, do it right. Like,
I
if you're
I
gonna hit
would
someone,
prefer if it was Austin. If they wanna go after Austin, then
if
they
yeah, I mean,
do.
like, if you're gonna hit someone, hit them not in the back, hit them in the butt. Aim there. Like, because you got a little bit more meat there, especially with Austin. Pause. But we, like, if you're gonna retaliate, I'm not gonna be happy about it, obviously. But just yes, Bryce Harper got hit and where he was hurt.
Yeah,
Obviously, was no intention there. Don't hit Ronald where he just got back 4 games ago from being
yeah,
hurt. Do
for
it
a
right.
year. For a year.
Yeah,
Like, he missed a year of ball. Could not play. Like, don't go after him.
yeah.
I don't think you go after anyone in this circumstance.
I
I
don't think
just
they do
don't.
either. Because if they
It
were gonna
just
do it,
doesn't.
it was early in the game. If they were gonna do it, they were gonna do it later.
Yeah,
Unless, like unless they were
I don't
waiting to,
know.
like, get up or something like that, but still, like,
I just
I just
don't.
don't think it happens.
Yeah.
And but, like,
I wouldn't think so.
if there's clear intent, pitcher's gotta be gone. I don't care. Pitcher's gotta be gone.
Yeah. Yep.
No matter if it's technically retaliation, like they hit our guy first. If there is clear intent of someone, like, say, I think it's Zach Wheeler going, game 1 tomorrow. I think he was supposed to go today. If he comes up there, first pitch, just drills Acuna, yeah, he's gotta get ejected.
I
There's
think so.
clear intent there.
Yeah, I think so.
And,
Because
like, if
he's
you're a
thrown a
Phillies
lot of
fan,
first pitches, and I don't think he's ever hit
yeah,
anyone on the first
if you're a
pitch. So this
Phillies
would be the
fan
first time ever.
if you're a Phillies fan or a Phillies player, you might be like, "Okay, this guy's got our back." But also, you gotta understand, if the roles were reversed and Chris Sale comes up and drills, whoever the leadoff hitter is, Trey Turner, first pitch, he's getting ejected,
Yeah.
and you want him ejected.
So, I mean, if I'm them and they wanna do it, I'm starting, like, maybe maybe I have an opener that day, you know? I have an opener, and then, Wheeler can come in like, the second. So you burn the opener, but you don't burn Wheeler.
I guess,
If they
but
wanted to do it, that would probably that's my manager thinking cap. If I wanted to, wound another player, that's how I would go about it, because I need that start from Wheeler. This is a divisional game.
Chad said hitting people intentionally is so dumb. At this point, let's drop gloves, bats, and fight like this is hockey. I mean, I
Or
get it.
do that thing where, you guys seen that video where the guy lays down the bunt and,
Oh
like,
yeah.
lays it down to the first baseline just so he could, like, clothesline the pitcher on
Wham!
his way by?
I get it.
Let's do something like that.
But I don't think I want to see fights in baseball. I mean, they're pretty funny when they do happen, like when J Ram knocked the shit out of Tim Anderson and absolutely ended his career,
Some
basically.
of them are awesome.
But I
Like,
don't think we
Rowan
need to see
Odor,
that,
like, that one was awesome.
because I mean, like, we've also seen, the bad side of it, where I believe it was Pedro Martinez through the Tigers manager, who was like 80 at the
Good
time.
lord.
Like,
Yeah.
there's those side to it as well.
Yeah.
Um, because it's not like it's going to be like hockey where it's a one-on-one. No, benches are clearing.
Yep.
So I don't know, but I guess after going on that on that tangent, we can go back to Ronald Acuña. Um, I mean, his sprint speed is lower than what you would expect from a 70 base stealer, but as we said, he gets steals
Exactly.
because he's an
He's
elite
an
base
elite
runner.
base runner. Yep.
I mean, like, one thing, just, this is random, but MLB The Show has Ronald Acuña at 60 speed. That's worse than
Oh,
Austin Riley.
I mean, easy. Easy. They're
Yeah,
really
that's a
playing into
little low.
the leg injury. Yeah, they're playing into the leg injury.
See, but, like, even, like, like going into last year is pretty low for a guy who just stole 70 bags. Like he might
Yeah.
not be, this 99 speed guy, but you still got to be quick to steal 70 bags.
Like if you put his his sprint speed at 60, like you make his base running awareness like a 99, and then
Yeah.
so that way you make sure the jumps are where they should be.
I
At
think he's a
60 is,
minimum 75, 80. Like I
I think
get
he's
his sprint speed.
fast. Like he's not dumb fast, but
Yeah.
you, fellas, you don't steal 70 unless you're fast. Like I don't care how good your jumps are. Like
Yeah.
you got to be fast. Like you have to be.
Like if Matt Olson gets a good jump, it's still going to be a close play no matter
Yeah,
what.
he's gonna he's gonna steal like 7 bases, like
That's
he's like
high.
a decent base runner. Like he's a decent runner.
He's
Austin
not
Riley's a
quick.
decent base runner, but like they're not gonna steal more
I will
than
say
5 to 7 bags.
Riley is faster than what he looks like. He can move for a big boy,
He's
but
for his size, he's fast.
it takes him a
But
while
he's
to get
not fast.
going.
Yeah.
That's the one. But once he's going, that freight train, it's moving. It's moving.
Yeah.
We can move on. Yep. Like we said, Riley actually had faster sprint speed than Acuna last year.
Yep.
Riley is
I
quick.
think like
It
his
just takes
straight
him to get
line,
going.
like
Yes.
yeah, like straight line, like I think his top speed is faster, but like Acuna can cut bases a little bit better than him.
Yeah. 1000%. And is like just in general. Like if I'm choosing one guy to have on the bases, it's Ronald Acuña.
Yeah.
100% of the time.
Riley's a
There's
good base runner though. He doesn't he's a good base runner.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
Ronald's a good base runner and is a better like overall athlete, better base runner.
1000%. We can move on to, something that we really haven't done normally. We usually, just stick to the major leagues, but we're going to go down in the minors a little bit. So I got a couple prospects that have been
All right.
absolutely tearing it up through the minor league system. One of my favorite guys. I think we all know where I'm going, and potentially, or that we could see soon in the majors. So obviously, the first one is Roman Anthony. I mean, like he's is he the number one prospect? He probably is. I mean,
I
like
think he is, yes.
like they have they kind of they have a lot of good outfielders, but they want to, and they've tested potentially playing him at first base, but I think they want him in the outfield. So if one guy does go down, like with an injury, he is 100% coming up. But even then,
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's still possible he comes up because Christian Campbell is potentially going to be playing his first game at first base soon. That moves Bregman over to second. Devers goes back to play first, and you either got Wilyer, Duran, or Anthony at the DH spot. Which I mean, that's probably your best lineup that you can put out.
Yeah. Yep.
But like still, I think like he'll be up soon. 1000%. He is absolutely tearing the cover off the ball. I believe yesterday he had a ball 115 off the bat. So yeah, he knows how to hit. I think he'll be up. Don't know. I haven't heard this one. Rubbed some coaching staff the wrong way during spring training.
What
Entirely possible.
do you can he go into a little bit more detail
Yeah,
on what happened specifically? Because I don't know.
it's
I
probably
didn't hear I
probably
didn't
just
hear that.
him being
I
a
because I
young
thought
kid.
I thought because he's higher. Campbell got called up first, but I think Roman Anthony has been that's their number one prospect, and Campbell's
Yeah,
like their 2 or 3. So,
they
and
just
he's
needed
hit.
middle infield.
Yeah, I mean that's so it's a need thing too. But like Roman's hit at every single level he's played at. Like he's never hit below 270 at any level. He's also like a 20 steal guy. Like he can also run. So he's like a potential 30 home run, 20 steal guy.
He'll if he
Maybe
hits his peak, he'll be a 30, 30, 40, 40 guy. 100%.
yeah. I mean he's one of them. No, I think he's one of the guys. I was talking about him at the beginning of when we did like our preview or whatever, and this is the guy that I actually thought he would already be called up by now. Like I thought he was going to be the one and would have like an outside shot at an AL Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
probably not going to get enough at bats.
Apparently, he didn't take
Uh,
the not making the roster well. Which I mean, I feel like he probably feels like he earned it.
I legitimately thought he was going to.
Yeah,
So me and him are kind of in the same boat. Like I thought he was ready like the end of last year. I was like, this dude is like next up for sure. But I like Christian Campbell too. But I think as like a pure hitter, or honestly, the overall player, Roman Anthony is the better overall player. But I really do like Christian's hit tool. I like
one.
both of them. They've got a lot of good young players in that system.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. They're going to be a force soon,
Yeah.
very
I
soon.
I think the window's opening, in my opinion. It might not be this year, but I think it's next year.
Oh yeah,
They just got to pitch. If they can get some like enough pitching, like Tanner's got to be that guy again, and they're probably going to need to get someone else. Like I think you got to have like another starter. Bello hasn't been himself since he came back from injury. I would hold out hope for that because he's probably going to be fine. But they need a couple arms, and I think that window's open next year.
1,000%. Next guy, one of my favorite guys, Jack Caglione, getting some reps in the outfield to potentially come up. Probably going to end up playing first base though for his career. Probably move Vinny over to DH, something like that when Salvy's gone. Because he was elite defensively at first base. But the guy has just hit. So he just went up to AAA after absolutely tearing up AA. Um, he across both leagues, he's hitting 326 with a 600 slug, and has homered 5 times in his first 6 AAA games. That's freaking ridiculous. The dude is, first off, the dude's gigantic. He's got a cannon for an arm, so he could probably play outfield, and at least he might not be like the most quick guy or mobile guy, but he might throw a guy out.
I'm uh I'm starting to wonder like what are we waiting for? A little like what's left to prove? Like this is titanic power that he has. Like this changes the complexion of an offense. Like a guy, especially with the team that he's going to be joining. Like they've never been like a power threat kind of team. Like they're always kind of light hitting. The Royals in general, like Bobby Wood Jr. is like the best hitter that has like been in that system in the last I don't know how long. And this is like you finally have like a guy that will, I mean, change the complexion of a lineup entirely. It could be that thing where it's like Jackson Holiday was raking last year and then he got called up, and as soon as he gets called up, he's hitting like 100 because it's just different. Like
Yeah,
you know, and so he was a little bit of a quadruple A player for last year, and now, but I mean, he's adjusted and he looks good this year, so it's like, why not?
I
It's
think
early
it's
enough. They're in a race too, and they're and
yeah,
they're competing in it. Like let's get our horses up there.
I think it's legitimately just fit. Like they want him to get some reps in right field, left field, something like that before they bring him up to the
So
majors.
who's blocking him at first? Vinny?
Vinny,
Vinny's not blocking
Vinny has been
Jack
very
Cagle.
good. He has
He's
been
not
very
blocking.
good.
He's not blocking that. He's not blocking that. I like.
I mean,
Who would you rather have? Who would you rather have hit?
yes, I'd rather have. I mean, I'd rather have Jack Caglione, but I'm a Florida
Like,
fan, so might be
and
a
I'm
little
not
biased.
okay. And I'm not. So I'm not biased. I've just seen both players play baseball, and I've seen both of them hit. I don't care if the defense isn't as good as Vinny's. That dude can rake. That dude can mash. That's a
Oh yeah,
professional hitter.
I
That's a
also
major league
didn't.
baseball player.
I also didn't know that arguably
Oh yeah,
the
here we
second
go.
best first baseman in baseball was a bust in Mr. Pete Alonso. Didn't know, or Mike Zunino, a really good catcher for almost a decade. Didn't
I
know.
don't know. I can't give you Zanino, but I'll give you Pete Alonso.
I mean, Zunino was not a bust. He might not have been this, elite guy, but he was not a bust.
He played Major League Baseball for a few years.
Yes. And AJ
I'll
Puck,
definitely give you
a
Pete.
really good reliever for the
I'll
for the
give you him too.
Diamondbacks right now.
I'll
Like,
give you him too. He's
I
high
mean,
leverage. He's high leverage.
like Florida produces good talent. I don't know Wyatt Langford.
Hasn't done it yet. He's working on it. He's working
The
on
the
it.
dude is probably going to be an all-star this year.
He should be pretty good. He should be pretty good. I think
He's
I think I think Jack's gonna be y- the risk is like because of there's some like comps and it could be like
yeah,
an Adam Dunn. It could be like an Adam Dunn kind of guy, which would be like, you kind of take that for what it is. Or it could be
left-handed Aaron Judge is what I've
a
heard.
left hand, yeah, like so it's like there's like a wide array of like where it could end up. You kind of worry like it could be like a Chris Davis, or it could be an Aaron Judge.
You know who I
Because the
honestly
power
see?
is there. It's just like.
You know who I honestly see?
Who?
Left-handed Pete Alonso, another Florida guy.
It's pretty similar. The build is obviously a little bit
Yeah,
different.
the
He's got
build's
some
different,
more.
but
The swing's a little bit longer than Pete's. Pete tends to be slightly flatter through the zone. So that's why I think like, and Pete strikes out too.
in
But like
terms
I
of
think Jack's
production,
gonna
I
have.
think they'll be similar.
I think so too. I think you're just gonna see more strikeouts from Jack. I just think that's just
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mean,
kind of
I
comes with
don't
the
think.
territory. Honestly, like being like 6'6", it's just like there's more strike zone too. So it's like it just kind of comes with it.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna
Power
hit
is gonna be real.
320. I don't think he's gonna hit 320 in the majors.
I don't think he'll ever need to.
I think he's a career 250 to 270 guy.
If
But do I
he's
think he's
that,
gonna hit
then
40 to 45 bombs every year?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. The
That guy
the
is.
one concern I'd have is he kind of ends up with like like the low 200s numbers, like a 210, 220, but he hits the 40 home runs. That's like I feel like that's like the floor because I think I just don't there's no way the power doesn't show up. Like the
Floor is
power
Kyle
is just
Schwarber
ridiculous. That's yeah, or like yeah, Kyle Schwarber's probably good because
because
he's
he gets on
two
base at a decent
210,
clip
two
as well.
twenty. Yeah, he'll draw his walks too. It's like Adam Dunn. Like honestly, it's like Adam Dunn back in the day. Same kind of guy.
Yeah.
But I would hope that the ceiling is definitely there's room for, a top 3 hitter in baseball, top 5
Oh
hitter in
yeah.
baseball.
That if he hits his peak, that duo of Bobby Witt Jr. and Jack Caglione is going to be
That's
must
disgusting.
see TV
That's
every
disgusting.
night. It is going to be
Yeah.
so much fun to watch, and I will
I'd
love
watch that team.
every second. Like I get MLB TV for free. I like if I had to pay for it, I might just pay for that to
Um,
watch Jack
I'd watch that
Caglione.
team. I'd watch that team. I love
That
their
would.
pitching staff too. Like
Hmm.
they're actually a fairly fun team to watch. So they add that in there. He's gonna sell seats too. He's gonna sell seats. Like people are gonna. That's the other reason why I'm like, just bring him up. Everyone's talking about him anyways. Like let's get some fans in the stands.
The dude is a specimen.
Yeah,
We'll just say that.
there's no one else
And
really like him in terms of build.
no,
Not
not
a
really.
left-handed hitter. Not a left-handed hitter.
We'll do one more prospect, and is going to be the guy who actually took Roki Sasaki deep in his first, not like game, but when
Okay.
they do those like spring training, like they're able to like do some like not like scrimmages, but like live ABs.
Live
Yeah,
ABs. Yeah.
the first guy to take Roki Sasaki deep in his very first live AB, Kyle Teal. So currently he's hitting 293, 490 slug with 7 bombs in the minors right now. And what do the White Sox have to lose by bringing him up? Like
Yeah.
they like what's crazy is like I'm trying to like look at some like numbers here like as I read, but like genuinely there is no reason he shouldn't be up in the next month. Genuinely.
The only the only reason I wouldn't want him to is because he's going to play for the White Sox. And it's like I mean like you got to think like no one that joins that organization at the top level it ends up being good at baseball. It's like the best thing that can happen to most of the prospects is they get traded. Because like it's not a player it's not a player issue. It is an organizational developmental issue is what they have. They have a bad clubhouse, they have bad ownership group, they have a bad GM, they have a bad very bad top line like assessment program. Um they get good players, but they never turn into anything because they play for it's not a well-run team. They're known for being lazy. They're known for having negative clubhouse vibes. They're known for it's not just being a bad team. It's a badly run team. There's no discipline. So when I see guys that are like super high potential, like this guy's got a crazy hit tool, like a crazy hit tool. I'm like, he's going to join the White Sox, and he's going to end up like Luis Robert. He's going to be Luis Robert, just left-handed.
See, the
So
problem
that's
is
like my
you can't get traded because they're not like buying either. They're not going to trade
nope.
prospects for a good guy.
No, yeah. What do you're not contending. So you got to hope that he's part of that initial wave of like the next generation of players. But like, there's some other things within the clubhouse and organization that would have to change if they really want to make it. It's less to do with the players and it's more to do with the organization as a whole. Ever since the days of who's that crazy manager that they had?
Tony La Russa.
Yeah, I mean, ever since that's it. It's just like that's like a microcosm of how everyone that joins, that's just how it goes. It's just a badly run group.
Yeah.
So there would have to be organizational changes. Otherwise, I fear for the kid. I would want him to go somewhere else or just continue to dominate at AAA.
I
I'd
enjoyed
love to see
watching
him,
him.
but
Yeah.
not for them. Not
I
for them.
enjoyed watching him at Virginia. He was fun to watch. So I want to
He's
see him, but
good.
yeah, he going to the White Sox is a bit depressing. But I feel like him just being in the majors, that helps a little bit. Um, guy you were probably talking about is Ozzie Guillen.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
just he's nuts. Just a nutcase.
Tony La Russa is nuts
Um,
as well. But
yeah, he's also a nutcase. But it's just I'm telling you, that's just how and they used to win too, despite all of that. Like they used to like actually be like a winning team,
because they
but now
had
it's
really
like
good players. They just
yeah,
no one could manage it.
the players is and it's like it just carries over. It's just like regardless of who the players are now, it's just the organization has like this stain on it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But we can move on to our segment that we've started to do every week. I only got 3 of them this week for fair or foul. Play along in the
Okay.
chat. So the first one is the Cardinals are legit and will make the playoffs.
Let me do a little bit of a dive
They're
into
31
this
and
one.
24 at the moment, I believe. I think they're
Is
like I think they're like tied right now. Like it's like a 3-way tie for the wild card right now.
because here's like my main issue, right? Is I had them, I'm pretty sure finishing last. I'm pretty sure I had them finishing last.
Chat does not agree.
And I'm with that because again, I'm a big narrative guy, and when I have like these narratives, they tend to be pretty stubborn. Like I don't want to be wrong until I'll admit defeat like at the end of the year when I'm wrong. But before then, there's always a chance that they fall apart. Um, but you look at kind of look at some of their like underlying metrics, score an okay amount of runs. Like the run differential is pretty good. The pitching staff has been like pretty solid. Like that's been the craziest part to me. Like Miles Mikolas has been a good pitcher this year.
Matthew
Like
Liberatore has been really good.
what are we like? What are we talking about? Like these guys have never been good. Eric Fetty's throwing well, and I think his stuff's awful. I think he's
He's good
not
at
good.
home, isn't he?
He's good everywhere right now. He's like a sub 4 ERA. Um, the guy I do believe in, like Sonny Gray, obviously, I think like
Yeah.
you're gonna like you're gonna compete in those games when even if he doesn't have his A stuff, like they're gonna compete in those games because that's just the kind of pitcher he is. But the fellow that throws funny, Payante,
Yeah, Andre
he's kind of got that.
Payante. Yeah.
He's kind of got that funky delivery a little bit, that weird slot. He's been throwing pretty well too, and it's like none of these guys are like dominant, but they're all like 3.5 to 4.2 kind of ERA area. So it's the definition of you got 5 pitchers that are going to keep you in the game for 6 innings, and dang it, that is like all you need. If you can
Yeah.
get that 5 days in a row in baseball, like that is literally all you need. And you have some decent bullpen pieces, like Halsey's still fine. Romero's been pretty decent. Like John King throws good innings. Phil Matone has been really good. Steven Matz has given him good innings, and I thought he was done. Like I thought he had just fallen, but no, he's giving him good innings. A part of me says like they have to hit. Like, by the time they get to the end of the year, I think they gotta hit. Like, I just don't unless all of these guys, like, don't regress to the mean, like, toward to the end of the year, like, they're gonna have to hit in order to kinda stay above 500 the way that they are, which the lineup was the thing that I probably liked the most about them. So I think they probably can hit. I'm gonna say I have to still say foul, but I don't know if I believe it 'cause I think they can swing it a little bit too.
Yep. I don't think, chat seems to think they're gonna fall off cliff. I don't think that. I
If
think
they were in
they'll
another division, maybe. If
yeah.
they were in another division.
I don't think I think they'll finish around the 82 wins ish.
Yeah,
Within 2 wins of that, I think is how they'll finish. If they're
yeah.
1 game under 500 or, 2 games above 500, something like that. But I think that's how they'll finish. I don't think they'll make the playoffs. So I'm gonna go foul.
What
But
I will say is they will be better than I thought they were going to be by the end of the
100%.
year. They will be better. They're not gonna be elite, but they will have overperformed to the standard that I had set for them prior to the beginning of the season.
The whole
And
NL
I think they'll
Central
do
has
that
been
pretty
weird.
easily.
The whole NL Central has
It's
been weird this
almost
year.
it's almost backwards.
Like the
Almost.
Cubs were expected to be good. The Brewers,
Right. Outside of that,
but
it's almost backwards.
yeah. I mean, I did predict the Pirates last, and they've been pretty bad. So, um,
Yeah, they've been awful. They've been worse than I thought. They've been worse than I thought.
I mean, it's because like Mitch Keller has been like okay, Skeens is Skeens, but Jared Jones is hurt. So, like that,
And their bullpen is just awful.
and their
Bullpen's
lineup
terrible.
without lineup is just Cruz and no one else.
Yeah, and Cruz
Tommy
is
Pham has been
still
shit. Like,
you kinda know what you're gonna get with Cruz now at this point, but which is fine, but if he's like your guy, I think your team's in trouble. Like, he
yeah,
can't be your guy. He can be one of your guys, but he can't be your guy.
yeah. The next one, so it's even with like the new bases and everything like that. No player is going to steal 60 bags this year. Leader's at 21 right now, about a
Okay,
third of the way through the season. So he's kind of the leader is on pace.
okay. No player steals 60?
hmm It's going to be close, I think.
I am gonna say foul. You know who's gonna do it?
Who?
Chandler Simpson.
He probably will, yeah.
16 steals through 34 games. If he stays and, like,
Yeah.
continues to play, like, he's pacing towards, he plays 120 games, he does it. He does it.
Fair.
Um, so I'm gonna say foul. I think Chandler Simpson will be the guy to do it while also hitting 0 home runs because his swing is awful, but he finds a way on base. He gets on base.
Yeah, I think,
Without drawing a
yeah.
ton of walks too. He does not walk either,
No.
and so it's very impressive. Like, that would be the one thing, but, I mean, when you it's kind of like a Juan Pierre kinda guy where it's just like it's a slap hitter. He's gonna find his hit the thing on the ground, and you're probably gonna beat it out. He's the fastest guy I've ever seen in my freaking life, dude. Like, he is so freaking fast, it's crazy, and he hits better than, Billy Hamilton is he's like Billy Hamilton speed, but, okay at hitting, you know? And I think that's all you need.
Yeah. I every time I think of Billy Hamilton, that one swing
That
from
swing?
yes.
I thought about that too.
So I
That's
like
what
genuinely
was
like
that what was that video? It was
just
worst strikeout swings of
worst
all
strikeout
time or
swings of
something
all
like
like
that?
or something like swords or something like that. Like
It was
it was pretty bad. Like if you want a good laugh,
dude,
go look at Billy Hamilton.
dude.
I'm pretty sure he's playing in regularly something like that. Legitimately, it's the
It
worst swing I've ever
it
seen.
looked like, David Spade and bench warmers.
Hey,
Just
or like, and then it's got like the
just the
Todd Frazier
worst.
swing in the Astros, like
Just
in
the
the playoffs.
worst.
Absolutely hilarious.
I I'm gonna watch that tonight. You got me thinking
I
about
might
that.
as
Was the
well.
funniest video. That
We'll
was the
watch it on
funniest
stream,
video, dude.
but
That was the funniest, dude. There was, 5 of them where I was like, "Oh, are you freaking serious?"
yeah.
Like,
I
I've struck
also
out and I've looked
yeah
dumb, but I don't
yeah.
know about that.
No,
I don't know if I ever did
I've
that.
never looked that dumb. I think someone will get to 60 as well. Um, Simpson
I've
will,
got my
but
guy.
Simpson will.
I've got my guy.
But even then, like even if Simpson doesn't play, like the entire year up in the majors or something like that, I still think like I'm pretty sure like if Luis Robert's healthy, he's going to do it because that's about all the value he's added to a team so far. So I think he's going to keep doing it to be able to be like, okay, I got to at least show some value, something like that.
Well, that's
Um,
the other part of that is like he's at 21 steals and he's hitting like 190.
yeah,
Like if he just like performs like a little bit and has like an OBP that's somewhere north of 300, like he's going to pace even better towards that number, even if he
yeah.
doesn't do anything else. But like if he can give me 20 more points of on base percentage and get on base that much more, like he increases the clip, he probably gets there.
And then yeah, stolen bases do tend to go up later in the year because games
Agreed.
slow down. You got to get more runs, stuff like that.
Agreed. Agreed.
The next
Great,
one,
great call out. That's a great call out.
it is a great call out. Next one, last one. Cal Raleigh will become the first catcher ever, primary catcher,
Yes.
to hit 50 home
Fair.
runs in a season.
Whatever you say. Whatever you say. Yes.
He's
Fair.
gonna hit
That's my
50 home
guy.
runs.
50 home runs. Fair. He's mashing. He is absolutely mashing the baseball, and I love watching him hit. He has a mission. He has one mission, and you know what it is, but he's very good at it. And I think the average is up a little bit this year compared to
I
where
think
he
he's like in
normally
the
is. He's normally like
$250s. I
it's like
think.
a 220 guy.
I
Like
think
he's
he's
like a
like
215,
240s,
220 guy.
250s right now.
Will, I draft this dude every year as my catcher, except for maybe this year because I got Rutschman, which I shouldn't have done. I always get Cal Raleigh, and he always does this for me. Just hits 215 instead. You get him in like the 10th to 13th round. No one's thinking about him. He sneaks in there and he gives you 35 tanks. Doing the same thing this year, except he's going to give you 50. This is my guy right here. He will finish second in the American League in home runs
How many's a hit?
with 50
50
on the
exactly.
dot. 50 on the dot.
I am going to agree with Chad here and go foul. I think it's close. I think what I genuinely think is I think he's going to tie Salvador Perez and hit 48, which is still an elite
In my
year.
head, that's exactly what I was like thinking of as like the Salvador year
Yes.
where because he played like, and this is what Cal's doing too. Like he's playing like every day. I think he
Hmm.
sat 3 times
That's the
this year.
one
Maybe
thing.
he's maybe sat 3 times, and so like that's what Salvi did. And so the one thing that always stops catchers from like getting to that like high number mark is they sit. But Salvi didn't sit that year. I'm pretty sure that year he played like 160 games.
He did
So if
DH.
Cal, which is that, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So if it comes to that, like just be in the lineup. So if he's in the lineup 156 to 159 times, he does it. I think. The one thing is, does he play? What does contention look like in August and September? Does he play the whole season? Every as many games as he's already played. That's
Yeah.
the one thing.
I think he'll finish like around that Salvador Perez. But I'm rooting for him to get to 50. I just don't think he does, sadly.
I
Because,
am rooting so hard for
yeah,
him to get to. I want it so bad because
especially
catchers
because it's
don't
never
do that,
happened.
bro.
Yes.
Exactly. Catchers do not do that. And the fact that what's he pacing to exactly? He's at
Um,
19, right?
he's at 19, probably about a third of the way. So it's probably like high 50s right now is what he's pacing to.
I mean, dude, like
And he's pacing there. It's just like the one, like he's on fire to start the year. I think he will go through a
this.
slump at some point.
I think, dude,
But
this last week he's been on fire.
yeah,
He hit two. What did he hit two yesterday?
something like that. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
he very well could finish
second
second.
in MVP. Whoa, I'd freak out.
He
I
very
would freak out.
if voting was today, he very well could be second.
I think.
Judge would win.
I I actually think he'd be third because I think Skubal is like I'm like serious. Like Skubal is going to get MVP votes and he might get second in
He
MVP when it's
could.
all said and done.
I think as of right now, it'd be Cal would be second because technically Max Fried has been a on par or better pitcher than Skubal overall.
He's been disgusting.
So like if Skubal was second, then like Fried would have to be up there as well. So I think they'll give it to Cal would be second, and then Fried and Skubal would be like 3, 4, very close, something like that. So I think
I
if
can agree
voting
with
was
that.
today, Cal would be second.
I
And
can agree with that.
positional value, catcher, elite defender,
100%.
framer, all that kind of stuff. 1000%.
100%.
We can move on to our last one.
I love that one. I'm so glad you talked about. That's my guy. That is my guy.
I knew it. I knew it when I
So
got it.
happy you talked about him.
Our last segment today, the weekly home run pick. Cam did not win last week, boys. We did
I
it.
did not. I'm still in
We
first.
did
I'm
it.
still in first place, but I did not win.
Yes. But we're gonna get it this week. We're gonna get it this week. We might, now that we had a chat in, we might have to edit the scoring a little bit, but not right now. Just because technically we did it out of three places, but we'll see. And if we do edit the scoring, I'll go back to like every week and edit it, do all that stuff.
Yep.
I should not
We'll
have
have a
been
bigger. There'll be
disqualified.
a bigger sample size too as you go,
Yeah,
so it'll be easier to do that.
I should not have been disqualified. If anything, because I got my pick stolen by Nate, who's not even here, so I had to quickly pivot.
I
Um,
quickly pivot.
so, and I guarantee you, this week I have all the picks written on my phone. I have the most obscure one this week, so I don't want to hear it. But yeah,
Yeah, I went kind of chalk on this one.
yeah,
I'll be honest.
we'll go with Nate's first though. Nate actually has
He went chalk.
he
He
went
went
chalk.
chalk.
He's actually picked the home run leader in the MLB this year, and Mr. Shohei Ohtani.
He
So
said, it was Will sent the text message out, and he said, "Oh crap, I forgot to look. Oh, Tani." No research was done.
yeah,
It was who's the best player in baseball. I think it's gonna be him.
yeah, which it very well could be. He's been on a tear recently. But yeah, Nate's got Otani. Cam, who you got?
I am gonna celebrate Ronald's return, and he's already hit a couple, but I think he looks great at the plate. So I'm gonna go Ronald Acuña Jr. to continue his torrid start to his season.
Chats just came in. I love this right now. Oh my goodness. I didn't choose him, but he just got back reinstated from the IL. Corey Seager, that would be something. Just
What was he
absolutely.
out with? What was his injury?
I don't even know, to be honest. I think it was like an arm thing, something like that.
That's what I thought. So
Um,
I worry about
yeah,
power at first, but
but
yeah, I mean,
it's
hitters are
Corey
hitters.
Seager. So, and
Yeah, hitters are hitters.
yeah, that would be amazing. So, chat's got Corey Seager. I'll go ahead and type that down. So, mine is a guy who, going into last week, had 3 home runs on the year, but he's starting to find his power stroke. He's starting to stroke that thing. Uh,
Okay,
and
there it is.
I might have just seen it because he's been playing the Braves, but we're gonna go Manny Machado. There's no pause in that, no pause. But yeah, we're gonna
Stroking
go.
that
We're,
thing.
we're gonna go Manny Machado. He's been finding his power stroke recently, starting to actually the slug was always kind of there, like it was down a little bit, but it was still there. So now he's starting to. We won't go that far to what the chat said. Well, I don't even know if I can put that up on the screen. Um, I don't want to get canceled or nothing. But yeah, I think he's starting to find his power stroke.
I don't mind that. I mean, he's been hitting the whole year. Like,
Oh yeah,
regardless of like the power, he has been hitting the whole time. I think he's got more like 15, 16 doubles, something like that. So
something
like
like
he's
that.
been
Yeah,
hitting for, he's been hitting well.
he's hitting over 300.
It's only and he's been hitting. He has been doing that since like day one. So he's been doing, you know, he's been one of the top guys. So I think that's a good one. It's pretty underrated too. So I kind of, I mean, I want to win, but I think if you get this one, you earned a victory there because you didn't pick Shohei Ohtani or Aaron Judge. So I'd be proud of you.
Fair. But that's all I
All
had today.
right. That is all you had. Well, go ahead and tell the people what they need to do if they haven't done it yet.
Follow us on Spotify, Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Twitch. We go live just about every Tuesday. Today's a Wednesday, a little delay. Schedules go a little crazy sometimes.
Next week will be Tuesday. I'm good for Tuesday. I'm good
Yes.
to go. I can already tell you.
Awesome. But yeah, sorry for the delay, but you know, we got
It
lives
was my
too.
fault, by the way, just in case you guys
I
wanted it. It was my fault.
I don't think they care as long as we put out the good content for them.
Absolutely.
Appreciate all the good chats today. Loving having you guys, kind of influence the show because we make the show for you guys. So yeah, appreciate all the love and support. Just keep us updated on what you guys want us to do. I usually, I'll go through, like if we get some comments on YouTube or anything like that, I will, go through those and see, what you guys want us to do and put that in the next episode. So if you want anything, or if you have my number, you know who you are. Send me a text.
Absolutely. All right, that is it for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you guys are listeners, we will see you again next time. Later.
Peace.